Okay, this might be a little bit of a shaky video because I'm looking up and down the road. I got another YouTuber visiting today with their 68 Beetle. Actually, it's a friend of mine, Corey. He has a YouTube channel also. I'm going to put a link in the description right below this. He's coming over to check out Gracie, my Beetle, and I haven't seen his in a while. I'm really jumping around with the phone here because I'm looking around. But we'll watch for him to come down the street, and you can check out his Beetle, and we're going to hang out for a bit and mess around in the garage here. So stay tuned. Okay, and here he comes in his 68 Beetle. I believe it's 68. That's Corey showing up. He's actually the owner of the Fresh Air Club. Very, very nice guy. I've known him for quite a few years. And he has a very great Beetle. Good personality, great guy. I'm going to put his link below in the description to his channel. What's up, brother?
Hello.
How you doing?
Pretty good.
Okay, this is Corey. He's the president of the Fresh Air Club.
No president.
Oh, okay. Well, the founder. The founder. How's that? Here's his 68. I met Corey, I think, about 10 years ago. Actually, I think it was a little longer ago than that. This is his 68. Really, really nice. Solid, honest car. Very old school. And he drives it like they should be driven. He actually uses his car. He don't sit around with it on a trailer taking it places. We'll take a peek inside here. Very nicely laid out. This is a great car, and check it out. The headliner's nice and clean. Oh, you changed the headliner.
Yeah, I put a new one in.
Oh, he just actually, see, here's our Fresh Air stickers. Everybody needs one of these. His link to his channel will be in the description. He had bought a bracket for keeping the rear bonnet open, and here it is there.
Vintage Speed.
Vintage Speed he got it from. And it's adjustable, so to speak, as you can see, because his seems to be up a little higher than what he desired it to be. So nice clean engine, all stock. It's the way they run best. But what a great car. I've always really liked his Beetle a lot ever since I seen it. We'll go in the garage in a little bit here. But please check the link in the description and check out Corey's channel. Really great guy, great club, and good people. Okay. And you're running the 30 ticket one with the maximum beam. Very smooth. This is Corey once again, Fresh Air Club, Corey Anderson. Links in my description. Wow, that's wow. Wow.
As it goes down to idle. Still not.
Yeah, that's not warmed up. Look, so smooth. That's great. You can't beat that motor. That is very, very smooth. I love this car. I do. I've always loved this car though. Okay, and the 34 Pick 3. Okay, let's talk a little bit about this carburetor. Alright, the 34 Pick 3 is a great carburetor. My buddy was just here with his Beetle. I believe he's running a 30 on his, I'm pretty sure. And he knows how to mess with them pretty good. The older ones, he prefers them, and he's right, they are great. But this is the 34 Pick 3, okay? And there's your air adjustment and your fuel adjustment. And if you look back at my videos, you'll see one that says carb adjustment. I teach you how to adjust these, because you don't adjust your idle by this arm. That's not what you do. You adjust from here. When you're adjusting this arm, take it to the lowest one, okay? And basically, this one's not adjusted, obviously. You're just adjusting this, it keeps wanting to go on high idle. just to where, I mean, it barely touches it. And that's when you go down here, okay? Turn these out about 3.5 turns, 3.5 turns each one. Start the car up, okay? And what you're gonna do is this will adjust pretty much the idle. This fuel one, you're going to turn it out a little until it starts to bog down slightly. But you gotta move really slow. Don't get crazy and start turning it fast. You move really slow. Then turn it back the opposite direction clockwise until it just starts to bog down again. Once it starts to bog down, go back to counterclockwise ever so slowly until you find that sweet spot to where it moves to a smooth idle. Then take your air mixture, which I called an idle screw, and then you go ahead and adjust that slowly until you get to about 900 RPM or whatever you prefer. Another thing about these carburetors is right here, and I'll put a picture up. There is your idle jet right there. That is the idle jet. A lot of people complain about them not idling properly in this day and age. That's because of ethanol fuel. We run 4% leaner due to ethanol fuel now, which makes them run hotter and they don't idle properly. This idle jet, and you might be able to see it says 55 on it, Solex. And here's what it looks like right here. And the thing is, you want to go to a 60 idle jet, or drill it out if you're confident with your sizing. If you go to a 60 idle jet, it will smooth right out and idle great with the ethanol. Inside, and we can't do that now, if you take this off, you don't have to pull the top, and you reach inside of there with a long screwdriver, you can remove the main jet that's a 125. Go to a 127.5 or a 130, whatever suits you, and the car will run different. It'll run much better because of the ethanol fuel. Tired of hearing me say that word, huh? But you can make these carburetors run beautiful to the point where they run great on the ethanol. And we're not going to get rid of the ethanol. You know they're not going to do away with it, so give up on it. We just got to make our adjustments to where they run good on the ethanol fuel. But I can assure you, if you do them couple things that I'd said, you're going to notice a major difference. You won't be searching for vacuum leaks because of the 55 idle jet. If you go to the 60, all of a sudden your car idles really good and you're amazed. So that's another little tech tip. I know I'm not some Mr. Wizard with it, but I know the basics to all these problems we're running into now. Okay, just a little tech tip here, nothing major. Here's my engine. Obviously it's, you know, it runs great, but I'm gonna take it all apart, paint, re-clean, blah, 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 blah. But this isn't the distributor I'm going to use. This is a Mallory dual point that's on my engine right now. I want to make sure it's top dead center. The thing is with the distributors, a lot of people end up saying, my rotor's not at number 1 if I had somebody build their engine that didn't pay attention to what they were doing, okay? So, let me pull it out a minute here, okay? Down inside, you're going to see your distributor dry shaft gear, okay? Now, notice that is a half moon on each side. You're going to notice that this side, near the pulley, the back of the car, I'm trying to hold this camera, see how the half moon is smaller here and larger there, okay? The larger side goes towards the flywheel. The smaller part of the half moon on your distributor shaft goes towards the pulley, towards the back of the car. If in fact somebody put your distributor drive in backwards or you're doing it, make sure, and I hope you can tell, if you do look at it really well, the smaller part of the half moon is towards the back of the car, towards the pulley or the back bumper. If not, it's going to be 180 out the other way, and rotor is not going to point the proper direction. So whenever you're installing a distributor drive gear, make sure the smaller part of the half moon is faced towards the back of the car. And maybe that wasn't a big tech tip, but it's something that people need to know that they're not aware of. So basically that's it. That's a Mallory dual point. I'm not going to run it. I did run it before, and it is a great distributor. It runs really, really well, but I'm going to vacuum advance one because I don't like the flat spots. But it's not a bad distributor. I'm probably going to throw it up on a Craigslist or something and sell it because it is a good distributor if somebody wants to scream some high RPMs or something like that. But other than that, I'll show you something else here in a second. I have everything blocked off right now for the fuel pump. I was hoping not to drop that nut down inside. And I'll show you something. Okay, there's your two different types of fuel pumps. Okay, now I really like these. These are the old style fuel pumps that go with the generators because they can clear the generators but not the alternators. But these are nice because you can take these completely apart, which this one's like new. I'll probably throw that on a Craigslist, I guess, too, because people like these. You can take them completely apart, new diaphragm, new filter inside, clean them up, and they work great. These ones are for alternator version because this, see how high it is? It can't clear the alternators. And let me try to show you what I mean real quick here. See how it clears the alternator? Okay, I'm not going to bother, but if I tried to put the one on for the generator, the old school one, it wouldn't clear it. It would come up and hit the top is what it would hit. So that's another little tip for you. Another thing about these fuel pumps, and you'll see some that almost look like a big dome. They're the same thing as this one, that's just a little different. The thing about these is the diaphragms in them are pretty firm, if that makes sense, or a little strong, and you gotta almost run a fuel pressure regulator on them because you're supposed to be between 1.5 and 2.5 psi. Some of these been noted to put out 8 psi, and then people cannot figure out why their engines are running terrible. It's because there's too much pressure. These ones aren't like the old ones. They're not, I don't know if I want to use the word calibrated, but they're not built to spec, so they put out too much pressure. So if you have an alternator style fuel pump in aftermarket one and put it on and all of a sudden your engine's running bad, that's why. Put a fuel pressure regulator on. Don't use Mr. Gasket or Spectre or any of the weird ones. Get like a Holley or Nettlebrock one, and you can mount it up on your doghouse and crank it back, and you'll have a really good running car. Okay, thanks for watching. It was really, really nice to see Corey today. I haven't seen him in a while. And unfortunately, we only live probably 15 minutes for each other, but with life, kids, family, home, things, jobs, it's hard to get together a lot. I hope to be seeing him more and the Fresh Air Club that he coordinated, and a lot of great people, really good people. So we can do some events together and enjoy some camping with all the Volkswagens. So there'll be a lot of filming from being on the road come spring and the events, so you guys are going to have a blast watching a lot of that stuff. My tech tips are not meant that I'm coming across as some VW guru. I mean, I've played around with them for 30 years, but no, I'm not the best. I don't claim to be. So if somebody's going to put any smart-ass remarks down, go ahead. I really don't care. I just try to give little tidbits along the way of things that I've learned. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you guys subscribing once again. Please share the channel if possible. I'm not trying to gain popularity. I'm just having a lot of fun doing this now. So if Jens could do that, I'd really appreciate it. Jawbreaker, I wanted to thank you for being on my channel a lot too. And Wesley, Dan Love. There's a lot of them, and I'm forgetting names now because I'm not 20 years old anymore, so it's really hard for me to remember. But I want to thank everybody. I'm going to put some links down in the descriptions. One will be to Corey, who you met today, his Facebook, or Facebook, I'm not even on there. YouTube channel. And I'm going to throw a couple more down there, you know, Jawbreaker, Dan Love, couple more. A gentleman just bought a cluster off of me today for a turn signal windshield wiper. I know his real name, and I won't say it on here. And now I'm forgetting his YouTube nickname, and that's horrible. I'm trying so hard to remember it. Really great guy I've been communicating with. Bonus is on. And I just appreciate it, guys. I wanted you to know that. I know I'm not some paid channel or some big thing, but I'm having a lot of fun with this because I've been doing Beetles forever. So, but I wanted to thank everybody, you know, who's been there for me and posting comments and everything. I watch Marcy's channel. Very creative with a lot of stuff she does. I follow her on Instagram too. She even made a cake recently. Very interesting. I like that one. And there was a whole story behind that. I get the biggest kick out of her. But hey, thanks everybody. I really, really appreciate you guys tuning in. Until next time, keep on dubbing.